Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas Eve. Where's your Santa hat, Bad Frog?
I I can't wear a Santa hat and headphones. Look at the size of my head. Look at
What?
this
I'm
thing.
doing it right now. You put the Santa hat on, you put the earphones over it,
You
you
don't
have a
understand. They
big
don't
old
make Santa
beard.
hats big enough for this head.
Oh,
I mean, I
big
got
head.
a
No,
head like a big watermelon.
no big-headed Santas. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Mixcast episode 23. This is going to be an extra long edition of Mixcast. Extra long being like an hour and a half. It might go a little bit over.
We normally do.
Which is like a normal episode of Mixcast, but it's technically labeled extra long. I was going to just stream after Mixcast, but the stream after Mixcast was only going to be like half hour. So it was like, let's just do extra long Mixcast. At the end of it, we won't do any sort of promotion. We'll just, talk and hang out and have a good time. So, hello guys. Hello Muffin. Hello MD. Hello Darth. Hello Blue Spy. Hello Sugar Bean. Hello Valkyrie. Hello Viking. Hello everyone. Hello Bad Frog.
Howdy, big.
Thank you for the host. Hello, CG. Hello, Mind B-Ball.
Damn it. Where am I? Where are you on at?
Where am I on at?
There we go.
I'm on right here.
There. Well, when I hosted you, I've got one of my own windows open. I had to find.
Too many windows. Mind B-Ball, military. Thank you guys for your hosts. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. I hope you guys have had a fantastic Christmas Eve so far. I know it's coming to an end for a lot of you. It's only 8 o'clock here. I haven't even eaten dinner, so but
I've been eating all day.
I finished. Oh, really? I haven't. What did I have? I had rice. I think that's the only thing I've had today. I had urban garlic rice.
Wait, stop. After the little incident a week ago,
What was
you had rice today?
Believe me, I didn't even think about that until you just brought it back up. I didn't even think about it until you just brought it back up. Now I'm nervous for about 2 hours ago when I ate rice. I didn't even think about it. Now I'm self-conscious about eating rice again. Thanks.
No problem. It's my job.
No, I barely ate today. Actually, I did have a Costco hot dog. Those are delicious, by the way. If you've never gone to Costco and eaten a hot dog, they're amazing.
Oh yeah, they are. Their pizza's good too.
Oh yeah, and the pizza looked super fresh today. So, hot dogs are nasty. Wow.
So you're not gonna like the Christmas present I sent you.
You sent her
it's a gallon of hot dog water.
Gross. Gross. Hot dogs are amazing, Valkyrie. Let's see.
Hot dogs, not wieners, because there's a difference.
Joke's on you. You don't have my address. Who did you send that hot dog water to? Some poor sucker.
Point out the obvious.
You hate rice since you choked on rice. I literally choked on rice like 2 weeks ago. I was at an Asian restaurant and they serve white rice, like white sticky rice, and I was just eating it normally. Nothing bad happened. Was slightly choking on it, but I could breathe and talk perfectly fine, so it wasn't any problem like that. But I couldn't drink or eat anything. Like, it was just stuck at a point where no food or water could go down, but I could breathe and talk. So it was like a really weird moment for me. So, yeah, no, it was weird. And I haven't had rice since then, but, ugh. All right. Oh, yeah, I got you, Hurley. Hi, T-Love. Yeah. But we're not talking about that. I didn't eat Christmas Eve dinner yet. I don't even know what I'm going to have, to be honest.
I had sugar-coated ham.
Ooh.
With pineapples on it. And mashed potatoes and cheesy potatoes
Ooh,
and stuffing.
nice.
And way too many rolls. And then while I was trying to get set up here, I had me a ham sandwich because they're good.
Man, you have been eating all day. Um,
Yeah.
no, I don't even know I'm probably not gonna have anything special, to be honest. I did buy myself, however, a lobster and steaks for tomorrow. That's what I bought myself. So, no Christmas Eve dinner, Ryan. I haven't had anything. Um, you had
Lobster and steak.
that's for
What's
tomorrow.
wrong with you?
That's for tomorrow.
What's
Christmas
wrong
dinner.
with you? That's not Christmas dinner.
That is Christmas dinner. That's what I have for Christmas dinner every year, except for last year. Last year was the first year I didn't have lobster and steak. I bought myself. Actually, this is the first time I'll ever be cooking a lobster. So
Really?
yeah, I'm a little nervous on ruining the lobster, but I'm gonna follow instructions step by step. So, people eat Christmas Eve dinner. Christmas Eve dinner is nationally recognized. Like, people celebrate both dinners, and then New Year's Eve dinner as well. But yeah, no, I haven't. I don't think. Christmas Beast, is that what you have?
Yeah, normally I would eat
Bearded.
on Christmas Day, but my wife decided
Happy
that since she
holidays.
has to go to work Wednesday, dono hype. Where
Yeah.
was the dono?
We got a dono. It appears in the Mixcast thing. Bearded.
Bearded,
Oh my god, what is
Bearded
happening?
Viking.
Yeah, let me just hide this stuff for now. David and Bearded with 2 donos back to back.
Ah,
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. For those of you who are wanting to donate, like, directly to me as a streamer and not for Mixcast, save it for tomorrow. Save it for tomorrow, because we've always said if you donate during
Keep the
Mixcast,
change, you filthy animal.
thank you.
exactly.
If you donate during Mixcast, it actually gets split between both Bad Frog and I for helping the funds of Mixcast, because we do the giveaways and stuff like that. But thank you so much, guys. Bearded, David, thank you, guys.
All right, what was the other one? I got Bearded's.
Bearded's was the first one. Is that the one?
Yeah, I didn't get. His is still on the screen for me. Oh, the screen's frozen. That's why.
Oh, I was like, what?
So
Yeah,
what,
we'll chat about that after the stream. We'll figure it
I
out.
gotta put it on my thing, man. Put it on my thing.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Let's see. Let's go back to there. There we go. I lost a lot of the chat because of the dono hype. Let's see. You had Xmas Beast for dinner, Valkyrie? What is Xmas Beast? Muffin is having ham and turkey tomorrow. Sugarbean does Christmas Eve dinner, but she didn't this year. How come, Sugarbean? Why not? You had, a prime rib, Valkyrie? Oh my god. I don't know if you're reading this message right now, Bad Frog.
Keep the change, you feel. David, is that another one?
Yeah.
We've paid for our expenses this month.
David, thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Keep the change, you filthy amphibian. F it.
F it. Oh my god.
Oh my.
Darth Pike. Merry Christmas. She's gonna read it.
Merry Christmas Eve. Oh, and it's my 1-year follow age today.
Today is your 1-year follow age. Darth Pike joined my stream on Christmas Eve of last year. It's been a long year. It's been a good year, Darth Pike. I'm glad I even, and we met each other in person in 1 year. We got to hang out, living in completely different states, been a good year, man. It's been a good year. All right, hold on. I gotta read some of this. Rogue had Subway for lunch earlier today. She feels robbed. I had a Costco hot dog. You did better than I did. Merry Christmas, Kangas.
My
Let's
ham
see.
was from the Honey Ham Company. No, I didn't. It's good.
Bearded Viking and Valkyrie had prime rib for their Xmas Beast. Huge prime rib your mom makes. That sounds amazing. Sugar Bean says she didn't have Christmas Eve dinner because, well, I was broke and then the hospital thing, so I'm just getting over being a little sick. I got you. Hopefully you're doing something for tomorrow, though. I hope so. Bearded Valkyrie says we celebrate Christmas with my parents on the eve. Oh, okay. David, Bearded, Darth, thank you so much for your donations. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It helps a lot.
It does. Amberu, this is why I love this family. It's such a good place here. Let's see. Very good year, Darth. It has been. Roller dogs? What are roller dogs, Orion? What are roller dogs? Is that Costco dogs? You had pulled pork and stuffing, Halo Collector? Nice, dude.
Ooh,
that's
sounds
good
too.
I'd love pulled pork. I've been traveling all day. My normal Christmas Eve meals didn't happen. Yeah, you guys went to Texas and then drove back. It's a long trip. Glad you guys made it safe, though. Christmas is on. Hell yeah, says Sugar Bean.
Kangas is not doing partying tonight. He's at work. Bummer. But he's doing it at his brother's tomorrow.
Okay, at least you get to celebrate it. MD and I have been feasting for the past 4 days. You've been feasting for 4 days? Oh my god. Tomorrow is Chinese, just like in A Christmas Story. I feel like I've previously done Chinese as Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day I've always done steak and lobster. Hi, Gloomy. Everything's bigger in Texas. Hot dogs on heating plate that just rolls the hot dogs to a delicious temperature and flavor. Is that what Costco does, Orion? Merry Christmas, Miss AG. We might not even...
like at a gas station is what you're saying, on the rollers?
Yeah, that one I know, but I don't think Costco does that, do they? I have no idea. They do the foot long. Hot dogs. That's all I know. Gas station absolutely does it, yeah. Wait. Muffin sent Miss JG a Christmas present? Is this what I'm hearing right? Oh, for her kids. I'm actually sending her her kids a Christmas present too. But they might be they might be watching, but it is like 11:30, so I hope not.
Oh, which reminds me, Halo Collector, you should have been here. Was it last night or the show before? When
Not
we
last
did
night.
all the...
Oh wait, no, maybe last night.
When we did all the NVIDIA stuff.
Oh yeah, we
we
did
all the stuff you had put in the suggestion deal.
We did the NVIDIA graphics mapping for faces and streets. It's actually a good episode. People seem to be interested. They're asleep, Miss JG. Good. Santa's on his way. We've done Chinese for Christmas for the last 16 years. And maybe Aquaman movie. Ooh, I was actually thinking of maybe going to see a movie tomorrow, but I haven't checked Movie Pass. I wonder what's in Movie Pass right now.
You know, I've actually heard good things about Aquaman.
So have I.
Which actually shocks me to death.
It's doing really well. Actually, I can't check the Movie Pass website from the Movie Pass app, which they need to add.
Okay, that makes no sense.
You have to go to the website to check it. It's because it's constantly changing. I don't know. You can see what movies are in your local theater on that day. There's nothing for me tomorrow. That's okay.
Really, Muffin? You're going to go with that? Last name Muffin, first name The.
Wait, it's Christmas Eve, and they have to be asleep for Santa. Nick was like, Muffin, the Muffin?
Yep.
Did you see, G? You got Venom yesterday? I can't believe that's already on discs already. That's
really
crazy.
I can't. Yeah, no kidding.
Venom? Yeah, man. I feel like I just saw it in theaters like maybe a month ago. Maybe. You gave up Movie Pass? Really, Halo Collector? I'm using it. I see it at I see on average 1.5 to 2 movies a month, which is worth it for me because I'm only paying the $10. So, yeah, $10, 1.5 to 2 movies a month, because like some months I get 1, some months I get 2. So, that's why I'm saying 1.5. So, but yeah, paying $10 for seeing a $16 movie, even if I'm seeing one a month, is still profitable for me. You know, I'm never not going to a movie in a month. So, all right, let's go to half a movie. I only have time to see half of it.
And that's the problem right there. Paying $16 to go see a movie.
Yeah, until they get rid of that, Movie Pass is going to sell it for me, man.
That's why I quit going to the movie theater when it was like $8 a movie. I can't, especially because I got to have the big popcorn. It's $55.
It's only $9 there for matinee, not for movies in the evening. Matinee is $9, not for movies in the evening.
$13 for Star is Born. I'm guessing there was a remake of that.
Sadly, no D&D things for Christmas this year. Wait, what do you mean? You usually get... Oh, I wanted a lot of D&D things this year, but that's okay. I have wrestling merch that you wanted. Ooh, Twister Chaser will be... Twister Chaser will be your friend on that one. You don't seem to be lagging on my end. Big's like, okay, half the movies. Half the movies over. Let's go. Yeah, I heard Bumblebee is actually really well done too, Halo Collector. A lot of Bullet Club merch. I don't know what that means. All right. Let's start off with the first topic. We can get into Christmas traditions and talking about all that stuff here in a second. Darth will love this first topic. What is the best concert you've ever seen? And if you don't have one, what is the concert you want to go to? Not like, you know, I want to go to Woodstock. No, like legit, what is a concert you can physically capable of going to go see?
Bearded Viking. I'm so jealous. Seeing Maiden this summer. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, Iron Maiden. Beard is going to go see this summer. That's a good one. I can't believe those guys are still touring, to be honest.
Have you seen the lead singer, Dickinson, actually flies their plane?
Oh, really? That's funny.
He got a commercial pilot license, and they have a 727 or something, and he flies them from...
If you make enough money to buy yourself a plane and one of your dreams has been to be a pilot, why wouldn't you do that? You know, that sounds amazing. You know, who cares if you're still working as long as you're getting enough sleep in between? So,
Kangas, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers a long time ago. I never did, and now I really wish I had of, but it's too late. But I bet that was a good concert. What was yours, Big?
My best concert I've ever seen was August Burns Red 10-year anniversary for oh my god, the name of the album is escaping me. God, I know song names that are on the album.
Let's see, Gloomy Zero has got Bon Jovi VIP concert. You were security, even better.
Messenger's album. 10-year anniversary of Messenger's album, August Burns Red. Saw it last year. Actually, I saw it with Cassie. It's a funny story behind it. I was moving from Florida on January 14th. I think I was moving from Florida, and they were in Florida on January 16th, I think. They were in Florida on January 16th. So it was like, I'm literally leaving Florida to move to Seattle 2 days before August Burns Red goes to Florida. Funny enough, I had exactly 5 days to move to Seattle because they were going to be in Seattle 6 days later. So I like drove straight to Seattle, got there 5 days ahead, like got there like in 5 days. The next day I got there, I saw them there. I was like, this is like, we cannot have any problems. And the worst part of it, I thought I was going to miss them because of two factors. On the first night, second night. No, it had to have been the first night. First night, we made it to Texas. We stayed in Texas. In a small little town. It's famous for some reason. I don't remember what the name of it was, but small little town in Texas. And the only time during the whole drive, it snowed. And it snowed a lot. And we were towing my car from the moving truck, and I was like, there's no way we're getting out of here. And I mean, we made it. We got out of Texas and got out of the snow. It was amazing. And then on the second night, my previous roommate from Florida decided to make a giant circle to park in the hotel parking lot, and drove through the grass and got the truck stuck in the grass. And we had to call what is it? Double A, triple A? We had to call them to AAA to tow the truck out of the grass. And it was a heavy truck with my car attached to the back of it. So
okay.
they almost couldn't do it.
You brought that up. I now have to sidetrack a little bit and tell you my favorite truck stuck story.
Oh God.
When we moved to Ogden, Utah, we had a 26-foot truck, rental truck, and we were pulling our car on their trailer. And my wife turns left to go into the driveway for the apartment complex, which was uphill.
Yeah.
So as soon as she got uphill a little bit, the back end of the truck drove down.
Oh God.
And jammed the hitch right into the pavement.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't move.
You literally tabled it on the hitch.
Yep. So we had traffic stopped for 30 minutes.
Oh,
waiting for a tow truck to come and pull her up the hill. He
literally got the truck stuck in the grass at 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
4 a.m. and we had to wait for them. Like, we planned to only get 6 hours of sleep. So the person who was going to drive first, it wasn't even that much. We left at like 9 a.m. So it was planned that the people were only going to get 5 hours of sleep. The person who was first driving, 5 hours of sleep, was only going to drive for about 2 to 3 hours while the other person slept, and then that person would drive the next 8. There was no sleep. And during that time, like, it was straight nonsense. I thought we weren't gonna make it, and I didn't know how we were gonna get the truck out. He ended up having to pay $150 for AAA to take the car out of the grass. It was terrible. It was so bad. They actually towed the truck out from the hitch, which I thought was gonna rip right off the truck. So it was bad.
And Mixcast goes off the rails due to the hosts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anyways, that was my favorite concert, and I barely made it to it. Let's hear everyone else's favorite concerts. Go ahead and tell us again, because everyone, like, it's scrolled past it now. So I saw Halo. Sorry, go ahead.
I can't even get back up to that high in the chat anymore.
Yeah,
where it started. So
Halo Collector said his was Weird Al, which is an interesting one, because, you know, like, he doesn't really create his own music. He makes parodies of other people's music. So I mean, that's really cool that he could put on a performance to make it a best concert. So
Ryan says his was Ozzy and Anthrax.
Anthrax should have been fun.
I've never seen Anthrax, but I have seen Ozzy 3 times. Once with White Zombie.
Good night, Valkyrie. Have a great Christmas Eve sleep.
Honestly, I can't remember the other 2 because I may not have been in the condition to remember things.
Oh God.
So, but yeah, Ozzy always has a pretty good show.
Actually, I think who was it that just saw Ozzy? I think it was either Mr. or Darth just saw Ozzy. And Darth for sure just saw Anthrax. My top 2 are Taylor Swift and Metallica. We just saw Metallica last year, around this time actually. That was a fun concert. It was Metallica and Avenged Sevenfold. That was a good concert.
Oh, that would have been a good concert.
Yeah, and another one, a band called Gojira, like Godzilla, I guess, Gojira, but they were fantastic. I've never heard of the band before, so. Orion went to all of the big hair bands, dude. I always wish that I was born like 5 years prior to where I was born, because I would have been able to see a lot of bands that I love to this day. So, but yeah.
I saw Motley Crue.
Nice.
I can't remember what tour it was, but during the concert, Tommy Lee's drum set went straight up in the air and folded over and he hung upside down and kept going. And where he was right there, because that's where my tickets were at. It was so cool.
That's awesome.
Was it the Girls tour? I couldn't remember what tour it was, but all I could remember is him sitting about 10 feet over the top of my head, wailing away on him. Man, that was fun.
That's pretty cool. You were there for that one too, Twisted? That's awesome. Halo Collector says that Weird Al plays off of his audience. I mean, that's super cool. That's super cool. Who else?
Amber Rue had Twister had Metallica
and Taylor Swift. Yeah.
And Taylor Swift, yeah.
Did you see Taylor Swift in the country days or Taylor Swift in the pop artist days? Whatever she is now. Like, which version of Taylor Swift did you see? You've seen Taylor Swift on every tour? That's amazing.
I don't agree with that. Halo Collectors is smaller, more intimate, is so much better than over-the-top productions. In some ways, yes, but it depends on the band.
Yeah.
If you ever saw Def Leppard doing their stadium tours, oh my goodness, that is a show.
It really just depends. Like, it depends on the bands that still care. Like, I'll always say that, like, no matter, like, August Burns Red started off as a tiny band and they're getting bigger, and they're not any of the giants yet, but no matter how big they get, they put so much soul into their songs and into their performances, and they're fantastic. And Avenged Sevenfold has gotten huge, and they're always dancing around on stage and everything, and they put on great shows.
There's a different kind of, to be a stadium band is a little bit different than being a concert band. You got to have the right music for it, and you got to have the right stage presence.
Yeah.
To realize that you're in a stadium and you got to play it that way. But I think both could be good. But as a rule, I might agree with you on small venues. But best concerts I've seen have been, well, my all-time favorite concert was Joe Satriani in a little small, it was a probably 2,000 seat venue.
Yeah.
And holy cow, can that man play guitar?
Yeah.
Holy man.
Let's see. Muffin said front row against the stage and up high. Her concerts are amazing. Taylor Swift. That's awesome. Yeah, I know a lot of people are really, like, diehard for Taylor Swift, no matter, like, how much like positive or negative feedback she gets during the media crazes and stuff. So it's good to hear that, things don't affect that.
Okay. Somebody needs to ban Master DPM. Just get him out of here. I'll not have that.
Best DPM said Coldplay is the best concert I heard. That's so funny. Master DPM, you work at a stadium. You haven't seen I mean, I'm not saying Coldplay is terrible. They work hard.
Coldplay is terrible.
But I mean, you haven't seen top of the line concerts compared to Coldplay. Let's see.
Coldplay changed their name to what?
Oh God. Amber says
crappy music.
I actually saw her originally as an opener in her country days and recently in her current music. Very nice. Very nice. Twisted said Kiss was amazing in concert back in the day. See, this is what I'm talking about. I needed to be born 5 years earlier. I would have loved to have seen Kiss and seen all these hair bands before they stopped and all this stuff, man. I would have loved it.
Kiss was even a little bit too early today in their heyday. So, I mean, they were...
Being old as F has its advantages.
That was mid-70s, late 70s when they were really, really big, I think. But
oh, yeah.
I was a little young to be concerting then.
Miss JG, I say 5 years, but if I was born 5 years earlier, I would have said, oh, I wish I could have been born another 5 years earlier. I know, but but yeah.
Twisted says that was his first concert at 6 years old. I have a fixation with the band Rush. I've seen them 5 times live, I think.
Interesting.
And
that's like me with Avenged Sevenfold. I think I've seen them 12 times. So.
The last time I saw them, it was so funny because they've been around since 1972. In some places in the stadium, you could see 4 generations of people. It was that nuts. You'd have somebody with a little kid, and then on something else, and then you could see the other 3 generations. It was amazing to see that kind of a people at a concert. I've never seen that before.
You could also get a contact high.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's Army Chick.
ZZ Top was a little one, and I loved it. ZZ Top?
ZZ? Yeah. Someone actually brought ZZ up the other day. I forget what you're talking about, but...
Rob Zombie were still the best.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie.
Yeah, nice. Rob Zombie and Ozzy was her favorite.
Master GPM says, but yeah, I work at a stadium, so I get to be at concerts they show, which includes many country concerts. Well, in Texas, yeah. Let's see. I saw Hinder 8 or just Hinder. Because isn't Hinder... Oh, 8 times. Okay.
Holy cow.
That's a lot. That's a lot to see Hinder. I'm not a big fan of Hinder, so...
They had they had 2 good songs off an album that got way overplayed, and then they didn't have a whole lot after that.
Yeah. Rob Zombie is for sure a good one also. That's the show that I messed up my shoulder and I've never been the same. It has never been the same. Worth it.
Let's fight, Muffin. They have not had many good albums.
They have many good albums. All are good. I don't have a favorite, but I have been to numerous concerts.
Oh, and I guess I should have mentioned the concert that Army Chick wants to go to and hasn't been able to.
Which is
Pink.
Oh, Pink?
Yeah, believe it or not, Orange. Because I had seen it before. When she did her Funhouse tour, it was such an amazing deal of how athletic she is because she used to be a former gymnast. I bought the DVD just so I could show her.
Nice.
Because she loves Pink, but I would go to one of her concerts. It's that good.
Nice.
And
I like the
I'm kind of on the
reaction.
fence with Pink.
I like the reaction of Pink towards in chat. Oh, I heard she's great live, says Muffin. Amberu says, oh my gosh, I need to see Pink also. Twisted said, Pink is great. I've seen her 3 times. Miss JG says, oh my god, I would die to see Pink. Twisted then said his ex loved Pink. Yeah, it's just crazy. I guess, I mean, I don't know the fascination, but I also don't know a lot about Pink, so that would be...
She's kind of a cross between light pop and light rock. She's
Really? Okay.
Yeah, she's there's an actual electric guitar in a lot of her songs, but she's got that pop feel.
Nice. I'll have to like give a couple of songs a try because I honestly couldn't tell you a single song by Pink, so I'd have to give her a couple of songs a try.
I bet you would hurt if you heard them, you'd know.
Oh, I bet. Twisted
Chases. She's really talented. Twisted.
She actually plays the guitar as well. Oh, okay, I got you, Twisted. Twister Chaser says, I don't go to many concerts, so I can just say that Trans-Siberian Orchestra is by far my favorite / only concert that he went to. I mean, Trans-Siberian Orchestra must have been a great concert on its own because, I mean, like, any songs that I've heard by them are fantastic, but, you know, I mean, it's also could be played off really well in post-editing, so, I'm glad you had fun, though. That's awesome.
See, Master DPM said, I've seen Beyonce, Coldplay, heard Guns N' Roses, didn't get to see much or hear. My question on that before I finish is that, did they actually play a whole show? Taylor Swift, which was the most flashiest and packed.
Wait, hold on. You've seen Coldplay, which is your favorite band, your favorite concert you've been to.
I wasn't going there.
You heard some of Guns N' Roses, and that ended up not being your favorite. Like, you could hear 20 seconds of Guns N' Roses, and that should have been better than an entire Coldplay concert.
I'm going with Beyonce better than Coldplay.
Beyonce had to have been a good one, too. I'm not even a Beyonce fan, and that had to have been a good one.
Master DPM is going to leave us and never come
he
back.
Is. He is. He's going to hate me in PAX South.
He's going to come up behind you and stuff headphones on you and full blast some Coldplay.
No, I heard Coldplay. I barely heard Guns N' Roses because of the location in the stadium. Okay.
I never went to a Guns N' Roses concert, even though I liked him, because he was so temperamental. Axl Rose was so temperamental that there was no guarantee you'd actually get to see a concert or a whole one, because he'd get angry about the silliest stuff and just walk off stage.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, I could see it. It
was a whole obvious has not been pointed out. AC/DC, any of them.
I mean, I haven't seen AC/DC, so
I did a long time ago.
Let's see. I saw Tiffany at a state fair. Should I know Tiffany by the name of Tiffany? Or who's Tiffany?
Dr. Chaos. I was a union stagehand for 15 years, starting back in the mid-90s. I have worked at over 1,500 concerts. You name it, I've worked it. That's pretty cool.
Nice. Mr. is also in the very same field as that. He did a lot of photography for rock concerts a few years ago. And I mean, like, he like, to the point where, like, he was hanging out with the bands, like, prior and after concerts. They would come back to his house, and, like, pretty cool, actually. He has a lot of stories on that. But yeah, no, that's awesome, Dr. Chaos. Also, Merry Christmas. I saw you say Feliz Navidad earlier.
Kangas, he says he wished he saw Linkin Park 3 times, and you missed a good show.
Where? Oh.
Linkin Park was amazing playing live because it sounded like the album.
Yeah.
They're that good. And they're just that good on stage.
My roommate is the one to talk to about that. He's like the biggest Linkin Park fanboy ever. He's part of the Linkin Park Insiders Club, whatever they call it. It's like super limited access. Like you can't just enter. You buy your way in, but it's limited number. So when someone stops paying for it, you can like enter it. So, but yeah, he's like part of that whole club type of deal, and he got to hang out with the whole band in a private session where it was only like 50 people, like 50 of the fans from the club there, and they all sat in the ground in front of Chester while he played the guitar and stuff like for them, not at like a stage setting, like literally like Chester just grabbed a chair, turned it around, sat down and played the guitar in front of them type of deal. So, but yeah.
Muffin just cleared up the Tiffany thing. I Think We're Alone Now was her hit single. I now know who Tiffany is, and she had one song back in when she was a teenager, I think. Zeros, 80s, yeah.
She was the Britney Spears of the 80s. I'd have to just look up some songs by her. I'm sure I know who it is, but Orion said he's seen Hell's Bells. I'm jealous. Master DPM says, if I have to say overall, it would be Taylor Swift because I was in good spots to see everything and hear it well. That's a better answer. Taylor Swift is a better answer.
Yeah. Now you don't have to be banned from the show. I'm glad we don't have to do that because I was really not liking.
Miss JG says, I lucked out as a teenager because the local radio station would do 10 free concerts a summer, and they were like 3 Doors Down, Everclear, Vertical Horizon, Verve Pipe, etc. Nice.
I'd like to see 3 Doors Down.
Same. That's the one I was going to point out as well. Nice. That's super cool. And yeah, Kangas is a she, by the way. You had said he earlier.
Oh, did I? I try not to do that at all. But
it's all good. You wouldn't have known because, Kangas is
I try to avoid that, but I do it in typing, but I can't do it verbally sometimes. Because it just doesn't make the sense to say there all the time. So I apologize.
It's all good. Rogue says, I saw Bob Jovi?
Bon
Jovi. Bob Jovi. Bob Ross. Bob Frog.
No. I knew you were going to go there. Stop.
Saw Bon Jovi back in 88, had backstage passes and had a limo to it from the Make-A-Wish Foundation for my best friend. That had to have been one of the most amazing activities. I don't even know what to call it. Events.
Thanks, Dr. Chaos.
Puts a Bob Ross gif up on the screen.
I've heard actually that John Bon Jovi is quite the nice guy. I mean, really nice guy. Yeah, he's always talks to the fans and he's really good about it. So I don't know. I've never seen him in concert, but
interesting. Amber says Venturino got his nose broken at a Linkin Park show. I believe it. People get so into Linkin Park music, and it's all part of the swinging your arms thing and just smacking someone in the face.
Dr. Chaos. So I was a lighting technician in Rigor. Metallica's pyro caught me on fire during the Load tour. is that the same pyrotechnics that caught the lead singer on fire? Did you set that up?
Oh my god.
This is going to go in my conspiracy theory folder, I think, now.
As the DPM says, hey, I'm broke, I don't get out much, and I live under a rock with holes. Give me a break. It's okay, you've been forgiven.
Oh, Aerosmith. My goodness.
Muffin said, Seether, 3 Doors Down, and a few other people. 3 Doors Down was so boring. Really?
Really?
Oh, that's unfortunate to hear.
I guess I don't want to see them.
You left the concert, they were so boring. Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh, Kangas is your last name? I didn't know that. Muffin says...
I had a date with a girl I took to a concert that was Quiet Riot, somebody else, and Queensryche way before they were even known. And she left before Quiet Riot even came on because she was so bored.
Really?
So I had to find another ride home.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was bad.
Muffin says, my mom saw Bon Jovi when she was a teenager. She stole a Bon Jovi license plate off of a car and threw it on the stage. That's so funny. Oh my god.
Come on, you know that's not what she threw on the stage. Come on.
Oh
I know what gets thrown on the stage. I've been front row and had things hit me in the back of the head.
Dr. Cass says, my tours were Britney Spears, Aerosmith, Space Hog, and Beck. Wow. I was in a spotlight rate. Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Oh my god.
Oh, I bet Beck would have been a good one too.
I don't think I know Beck.
I'm trying to think of what the name of it, one of his popular songs is. I can't remember it right off the top of my head.
Turbid, thank you for the host. Let's see. I love Vertical Horizon, Miss JG. Says Muffin. Miss JG said that they're awesome live. Three Doors Down was the headliner, and they were bad. Wow. Kangas met Steven Tyler. I don't see many concerts as an adult because of my kids and because I don't like big venues after your friend had died. Yeah.
Loser. Yep. Thank you, Dr. Chaos and Muffin. That was the Jeff Beck song. Or, yeah.
Oh. I just see Loser, Bad Frog, and I was like, well then.
Well, I mean, you don't have to compliment me like that. You're gonna make me blush.
That's so funny. Kangas says, I worked at a store. What is MY? Maryland? NH, New Hampshire. In New Hampshire, he had a house there. Steven Tyler? Interesting. Very interesting. What's up, Turbid? I'd have to hear the song "Loser." I don't.
Yeah, you'd recognize it if you hear it.
Steven Tyler's a super nice guy. It sounds that way. Aerosmith
so why
filmed
don't you kill me?
I honestly have to hear it.
Who I would have liked to have seen, and it was more a pop deal, and it's only because lately is Hall and Oates. And it's only because they had some pretty good songs back in the 80s, but it was more poppy.
Yeah.
But I can't. The Hall part of the Hall and Oates has this deal where he brings in some musician from a known band, and they sit down and play some of their songs and some of his songs in just kind of a jam session type setting.
Nice.
It's pretty wicked cool.
Very cool.
And, yeah, which makes me want to have seen him live because of that.
Interesting. Miss JG says Aerosmith filmed a music video in my city. I've always wanted to just go to a music video filming session to be part of the crowd that like jumps around during scenes and stuff. Like just for the fun of it.
I wouldn't be able to avoid doing something stupid just because I could. I'd get kicked out. So what's the point?
Oh, okay, Dr. Cass. All right, so that was a good topic. Best concert scene or concert that you want to see.
It's not as bad as old movies, but
yeah. This should be a quick topic, but tech you no longer use. So like your PS4.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Shots fired.
Wow.
Jeez.
Miss JG says PS4 just to kick it off right at the start. Muffin says her Tamagotchi Man, if I could find a Tamagotchi from when I was a kid, I'd plug in a battery just to see what even would pop up on the screen. Because I'm genuinely curious. Because I loved that thing when I was a kid.
You know, the hottest thing when I was 10, 11 was the little football game that was just the little slashes on the screen. I don't know if you've even seen one of those.
Looked like a calculator almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the must-have toy back then.
Yeah.
And it's nothing.
Yeah. No, I remember those. I was thinking that we were going to start talking about like computers and stuff, but man, these are interesting ones. Muffin doesn't use her. Muffin, you're really starting to make this painful. I don't use my PS3, my iPad, my Surface, my Kindle Fire, my camera, anything except for her cell phone and her PC. Muffin, you have such great pieces of technology you should be using.
I've got the laptop that I'm on. I got a MacBook in the bedroom. I got a Mac that's hooked to my TV.
I honestly think I use almost everything I own.
I use all of it.
The only stuff that I don't use is technology that has replaced it, like Xbox 360 to Xbox One. I don't use the Xbox 360 anymore. Obvious stuff like that. I don't use my MacBook Pro anymore because, man, if I tried to show it on the screen, it would probably fall apart. I got that brand new in 2011 for college, and that thing is falling apart. I want to sell it for parts, but I can't turn it on, and I want the data off of it because all of my school projects are on it. So I just want it for personal use. So
your only option is what I had to do with mine when my ferret spilled Coca-Cola in mine.
Nice.
I had to have it completely refurbished. It was like $400 and some.
No. There's ways that you can remove the hard drive and get the data off of it.
Oh yeah, you can get in those.
That's all I want.
Back off and take the hard drive out.
Yeah, that's what I want. I just want to do that and then sell the computer for parts because people still use those old ones. So,
I'll give you $25 for it.
I mean, I think I could probably get like 75 to 100. So.
$31.50.
Well, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Amber says she loved her nano pet. What are nano pets? I don't remember that.
Oh my goodness, I remember those.
Nano pets? Is it like a Tamagotchi type of thing? What was it? Was it on its own little device? Yeah? Okay, I don't remember that one. Just like it? Okay. Dr. Chaos still has his Sega Saturns. That's one thing when I'm like settled in a house and I can build like a whole gaming room and stuff. I want to collect like consoles through all the generations. I would love to do that and have it really nicely displayed and stuff. Someday I'll get there.
I sometimes get the idea that Big is a bit of a hoarder. Just a bit of a hoarder.
I like collecting stuff. The problem is I like collecting too many different things because it's all different types of nerd culture. So I just need to, I've slowed down on collecting Halo stuff. I want to sell a lot of it except for, the key pieces I like, and, super rare stuff. I want to keep that stuff, but I don't want to collect the stuff you can just buy in retail stores anymore. Let's see. Kangas, the CD player. Your car doesn't have one. I mean, I think I got rid of my first CD player that I used to have. I'm pretty sure I got rid of it. I held on to it for a long time. The portable ones, not stationary at home, like the one I used to bring on the school bus. I think I got rid of it. It was an old silver one, and it had a little clear spot in the top of it, and it would flip open like that, right? And a clear little spot in the top, and you could see the disc spinning inside. I loved it. It was so cool.
Was it an actual Discman?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember. I have no idea.
I don't think there's a DVD player in my house anymore, as a matter of fact.
A DVD player? I just
Yeah.
use Xboxes. That's all I use.
Yeah.
I don't buy separate devices for that. Even when I used to, like, my family would say, "Hey Keith, what should I be getting for DVD players and stuff?" And I'm like, "You shouldn't. You should be getting a console, like a gaming console, because you can do so much more than your DVD players. You know, you can play games on them. You can go to Netflix. You can do all this stuff. You shouldn't be just getting a DVD player anymore. They're useless technology. You can get something else that can multifunction." So,
Yeah, and I pretty much stream everything anyway. Whenever I'm not on Mixer, which hasn't been for like 8 months, but that's completely beside the point.
yeah.
Something you don't see anymore is pagers.
Yeah. I think you still see them in hospitals and stuff, though, right? Pagers?
I don't know if you do
Or
or not.
beepers? Beepers of some sort of thing? Just to get the doctor's attention for surgery purposes?
What was
or
that?
quick surgery?
Okay. Nurse wife says they use them in the hospital. I'm an idiot. So
See? I called it. I told you. They do it for quick attention purposes.
Halo Collector says I still have a VCR too. Got to have something to play my copy of Star Wars Holiday Special.
That's the only thing that you'll need a separate device for is your VCR, because nothing is taking cartridges like that.
You know, you can put a little thing on there and pull it off digitally.
Oh,
you
really?
never have to play the tape again.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Amber says I don't ever use my iPad anymore, or my small digital camera, only use your DSLR. I would love to get a nice DSLR, but I hate lugging them around, man. I hate lugging around a camera. That's why I ended up getting the GoPro. I love the GoPro because it's small. It doesn't require, like, a whole carrying nonsense, you know? Fits
and the
in
batteries last forever.
Yeah, it fits in, like, literally I have a nice little bag that I can fit the GoPro in. It's literally it's not in this drawer. That's okay.
Yeah, mine's not handy either. I got a little case that's probably 6 inches by 8 inches, maybe not even that big. It's got my GoPro, the extra batteries, the chargers. Yeah. So it's got everything that goes with my GoPro in that
that's awesome.
box.
Yeah. No, I like how convenient they are.
Ryan, that's not funny. I don't use my 8-track player anymore. I want to know, I seriously want to know who in here has actually used an 8-track player. I'm just kind of curious. Who has actually used one?
Like,
I'm not talking
ever?
Yeah, ever.
I mean, when I was a kid, yes. But did I use it for long? No, I didn't.
Because we had, I can't remember. I had one in my first car because it was still there because I bought it from my dad. It was a 1973 Opel GT, and it had an 8-track player in it. And we had one 8-track.
Thank you.
No, 2 8-tracks. We had Eagles, Hotel California, and Jim Croce's Greatest Hits, and that's it.
Nice. Yeah. No, I mean, it's so long ago. I was a kid.
Early 80s, early 70s.
What's up, Louis Flores? All right. Merry Christmas, Pink. Merry Christmas, Hoff. Hello, friends. Hello. Muffin says her PS3 is just a paperweight at this point. Yeah, I mean, but PS4 has replaced it, you know, like, there's no need. There's no need to use older consoles.
Dr.
Like that.
Chaos is now my best friend.
Uh-oh.
He played his parents' All in Oats 8-track until it broke, and his mother's first car was an Opel GT. He's now my buddy. He knows what an Opel GT is.
I was going to say, I don't know what an Opel GT is.
They were built up until 74, I think. And they look like a 3/4 scale vet from that 70s era.
Interesting. Muffin says she doesn't use her DVD player either. You don't need to if you have a console. It's not needed. But she still does have her VCR. That's good, you know. I don't have a single. Actually, the only VCRs that I have in my house are the original Star Wars movies, the first 3. Those are the only VCRs that I have in my house, but I don't have a VCR player. So they're just collectible pieces to look at.
Oh, I guess I do have it.
He's looking around.
External DVT drive for my.
Oh, do
I
you?
pulled out of my MacBook.
For your computer? Yeah.
Well, I pulled it out of my MacBook because was in there, and then when I put an SSD as the main drive,
Yeah.
I took the other drive and put it in that slot and pulled the drive out.
Yep.
So,
Rogue says, I don't use my landline phone anymore. Wow, landline phone. I didn't even think of that. But I keep it because I had to have a landline for the awesome cable company. Really? They forced you to put a landline in.
They make their deals in such a way that you're almost compelled to have a landline.
Well, like, for mine, I technically have a landline. I just didn't install it. That's it, you know? Like, they didn't make me put a phone in.
No, but the deal is with Comcast especially, and I didn't find this out till I went and got into the modem, because the Comcast modems do not like FTL, period.
Really?
Streaming, no, they don't like it at all. You can't. It'll lag and drop frames. Then you got to go the other route. But so I got my own modem, and then found out, because I had phone attached to my modem, I had to buy one that had phone.
Oh.
Because they wouldn't. And I got so angry that I canceled my cable except for internet. So.
Halo Collector says, I still have a VCR too. Gotta have something to play my copy of Star Wars Holiday Special. I like, if I had a VCR, you know, player, I'd play the old Star Wars VCR films that I have. That's literally all I have for it.
Halo Collector says he's still got a Laserdisc player. I don't know if anybody's seen one of these things besides Halo Collector, but the discs were the size of the old vinyl LPs, and they're about 3 times as thick. They're like a frisbee, which we used to use a frisbee.
That. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that is.
It was some slow-lived tech, because it was just as the discs were starting to come out and become popular, and we're starting to see things come off of tape. So,
man, yeah, Laserdisc came and went real fast. Yeah. Dr. Chaos says, I bought a pager from Goodwill about a year ago just to troll people in public. That's funny. Orion doesn't use the Sega Dreamcast. Man, like, you may not use it, but that is a cool piece of technology to still own. Don't ever get rid of that. Don't ever. Oh, you had one? Oh, no. Dang it. Don't ever get rid of that stuff. Amberu carries a diaper bag these days. She makes room for her DSLR in there. That's a good reason. It's a good reason. Hoff, thank you for bringing a couple of friends over, man. Thank you. Let's see. Catching up on all the chat.
I'm at the bottom. I haven't seen anything, so
I'm getting close. Dr. K says you can go to you can buy a VCR from Goodwill for like $3. I bet you can. Bet people are turning in VCRs there every day.
I'd forgotten. Orion, I don't use my adult beta tapes anymore. I remember, and we lost that battle back when VCRs first came out. You had the VCR, and it had the beta. The beta was actually better quality by far, but for whatever reason, Betamax, the other form won the battle. It was like between HD and Blu-ray, between Sony and whoever is the Blu-ray. Well, the previous, never mind. But
I don't think I recognize what beta tapes are like.
They were slightly smaller, and they had a better quality. And that's probably why. But we had one of the first Betamax players that was Oh man, it was bigger than my sound system receiver here. It was huge. The tape loaded in the top, clunk, 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 clunk. No remote
Really?
control. You had
Interesting.
buttons to change the channel, and you only had 13 channels. So yeah, it was wild.
Interesting. Rogue Diamond says I have two. Oh, you have to have a landline. I'm old school though. Gotcha. My mom was the same way for the longest time. She had to have a landline, and I never understood why. The only people that ever called were like solicitors, like government calling for voting and nonsense like that. Like, I was like, you're literally keeping this because someone who has the old phone number might call on the old line. I was like, your high hopes on this for a long time, and I think she's finally gotten rid of it. She had it for a while for the safety of my grandmother for a while, for Life Alert. Life Alert uses landlines. I don't know if you know that, but well, it did for a while. I don't know if they've replaced it, but Life Alert. If you don't know what Life Alert is, it's literally you've fallen. If you're elderly or you're handicapped and you're not capable of getting back up or anything, but you would fall down. Life Alert would recognize that you've fallen because of like gyroscope and whatnot, right? It would send out a distress signal to the Life Alert company, and they would call a landline, and you would have to have speakers around your house that had microphones, so that way the person could talk while they're on the ground or unconscious or whatever, if they were capable of talking. If they were unconscious, obviously they wouldn't be able to respond, and they would send a ambulance out or a police officer out immediately. But those went through. They were originally button with a mic on it, but if an elderly person or someone had fallen and let's say it's on your wrist, but you broke this arm, how are you pressing the button? So they changed it so it's a display super recording throughout your house. So we used that for a while for my grandmother. But yeah, it was that had to use a landline. There was no other way to do it. So we actually had to keep the landline for that reason. So
Rogue Diamond, remember the old cable boxes where you have to actually get up and change the channel? I actually do. It was 35 channels, and it was on a dial, and it was in this little box. And the curious thing, and I would like to know the first person who figured this out, if you take two playing cards and tape them together end to end, and then folded a piece down on one end, you could shove it through the top of the box and then slowly bring it back, and it would catch something in there and turn every channel on. Even the Playboy channel.
nice.
But it would turn every cable, all the pay channels on. But I don't know how many of those little end pieces off in that box, but it had to have been a dozen, because they'd get the card would get wore out and they'd snap off and fall in there. You'd have to make another card and fiddle around with it. It was great.
Nice. That's funny.
But you could get the Playboy channel. No remote.
Let's see.
I was the remote. Go change the channel. I don't want to. Go change the channel. I don't want to. Get up and change the channel.
Let's see.
So do I, Jade. She remembers when HBO started. So do I.
Rogue Diamond says we still have a VCR in the original Xbox. Yeah, we just got through that. A lot of people still keep their VCR just in case, and the original Xbox is a classic. You should never get rid of it. Rock Smasher, thank you for the host. VCR was a lot cheaper to produce. VHS tapes were very cheap. They were, yeah. That I think that's why they went through and like that was the major form of production. Just like when CDs started taking over, CDs were so cheap to manufacture. So, and it's the same way now. Like, disk drives are so much disk drives in computers barely even exist anymore. If you're still using a disk drive in your computer, it's almost like why? You know, I haven't installed a disk drive in my previous 3 computers, so there's just no use. Everything is digital. Everything can go on flash drives and stuff. But yeah, let's see. What's up, South Galaxy?
Oh, which reminds me of the big satellite dish. I'm not talking about a big satellite dish. I'm talking about the big 5-foot one. I had one of those in my yard because
the ones that wouldn't go on the roof, the ones that would go on the lawn.
It had to go on a pole that was concreted in the ground.
Yeah,
because it was that big.
Yeah.
Now ours was new enough. You didn't have to go manually turn it satellite to satellite, but it was the bundle of cables that ran on it was like this big around. I don't know how many cables was on it.
Oh yeah,
but it was so much fun to change to a different satellite, and you could look out in the front yard. It's going. So yeah, it was a. But yeah, we had the big satellite dish out in the front yard, and even after we didn't use it anymore, it's hung out there for 10 years. So
yeah. Amber says my parents still have one, but their cell service is sketchy where they live, so it's just easier, and that's for landline. Yeah, I mean, I could see that purpose 100% for landline.
Yeah, my dad has a landline for that reason.
Yeah. I'm catching back up on chat again. Let's see. Road Diamond.
That too, Jabe.
Yeah, that was answered by Bad Frog. Let's see. Muffin had a
the rabbit ears. I was my job too.
I remember that.
I can't just stand there and hold it. I'd get better. I'm not gonna. Yes, you're gonna stand there and hold, but Dad.
I remember having satellites on the roof and everything too, and I mean that's only recently been phased out. When I was moving into an apartment somewhere in the last 5 years, one of the things on the new tenant form was, do you require a satellite dish mounted to the roof? I was like, how long ago has this been needed?
It's still going on now. Are you kidding?
I couldn't believe it, man. Let's see. Some heart recorders use landlines. I can believe that. Dr. Chaos said when I was about 8, my dad won a Sports Vision descrambler box from the Chicago Tribune. It was a box that if you tune to channel 3 and click the box to a certain channel on your antenna, you got a special channel. Oh my god. That's funny. Sport Vision is now ESPN. No way. That's super cool. That's super
Jade
cool.
Says, and hooking up the Nintendo with UHF and VHF. I remember that you had to have because the antenna plugged in with 2 wires that were screwed on the back of the TV. So you had to buy an adapter that screwed on there, and it went to a box with a coax because the TVs didn't have coax then. And that was how you that's how you plugged your VCR in, because your VCR ran with coax cables.
Nice.
It was crazy.
Halo Collector says, who still uses tube TVs? If anyone in here still uses tube TVs, I'm setting up a GoFundMe for you, because you can go out today and buy $100 flat screen. And you don't have to lug it around anymore.
I actually remember going to the store with my dad when I was really little, and whatever store it was, they had that rack of tubes. And you had whatever number you needed to replace in your TV or whatever it was, and you'd go buy that tube. And I remember going to buy tubes for the TV.
When I grew up, in a larger house when we had first moved to Florida, and when tube TVs were big, my parents had bought an 80-inch tube TV. It was massive, but the thing weighed 500 plus pounds. It was massive.
You're talking about a projection TV?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, because tube TVs never got that big. I think you're talking about a projection.
Probably
TV,
a projection.
And you got to keep replacing the lights in them.
Yeah, no. Projection then. But still, like huge box TVs. And man, that thing had to have weighed 500-600 pounds. But luckily, it had wheels on the bottom that sometimes would stick. But like it wasn't quite tall enough to just sit properly on the ground. So you had to get 5 or 6 people to lift it up onto like a wooden box that was strong enough to hold it. And it was just the worst. And for some reason, I'm pretty sure we moved with that TV and we didn't get rid of it. And no, it's just, you have TVs.
I saw that with last year's phone books underneath the.
Oh my God, man. Just, oh my God.
Yep, that's Dr. Chaos is right. Tube TVs are now scavenged for the tubes. Use them in their speaker amps.
I remember.
Tubes are really expensive.
Jade Fox says, I remember when HBO started. I don't know if I remember that. I remember TiVo getting huge, which obviously isn't used anymore. Let's see.
Yeah, my dad was. We were on an Air Force base back in 1975, and my dad built a satellite receiver out of a coffee can, and we stole HBO off the satellite that way.
Big Hungry is so young. I mean, I'm not terribly young, but I like HBO getting started just isn't a recognizable thing for me. I recognize a lot of hardware coming out, not specifically channels. Yes, I'm young, compared to some people, but I'm not like the youngest. I recognize a lot of things as they were coming out, not specifically channels, but a lot of hardware for sure.
Jade Fox has got remember the first floor model TVs with the wooden box. It was that my grandparents had one. It was that big long box, and it had its own speakers because on one side of the TV was a record player.
That's funny.
The top, and you played records on it, and it had a tube TV in the middle. And
oh my God, that's funny.
I can't remember what was on the other side, but my grandmother's also had an 8-track player with it. So she had a lot of 8-tracks.
Nice. I was at my uncle's house the first day MTV signed on. It was incredible. August 1st, 1981. That's amazing that like you got to experience such an amazing like thing for television. MTV was an amazing contribution to television. So
yeah, when they played music.
I mean, true.
Video Killed the Radio Star was the first song ever played on MTV.
Nice.
I saw it.
Were you like you saw that actually happen that moment?
Yeah, no, we saw that. We were at a friend's house when it went live for the first time.
That's amazing. That's super cool.
Yeah, it's something you just you get to say. And they had the old flag that they planted on the moon that had all the horrible graphics. Horrible graphics.
They still use that to this day. I'm pretty sure they still use it as like, recognition to like the old days of MTV, but
it's Video Killed the Radio Star. I just listened to it the other day.
Jack says he got a gaming computer for Christmas. We're actually going to talk about Christmas presents tomorrow, Jack. So come back tomorrow for that specifically, but I did see the video on Facebook. It was really funny. But yeah, no, I'm super happy for you, man. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. I like to, this might sound really weird, but I'm actually friends with Jax's mom and dad on Facebook, and I saw them post the video. It was really funny. But yeah, no, I saw the video. You looked super pumped, dude. Let's see. Try to catch up on a bunch of chat. My mom had rabbit ears for the television 2 years ago. Man, I remember rabbit ears, but I don't think I've had rabbit ears for a while.
Rabbit ears with tinfoil coming off of it in different directions, trying to get a better signal.
Yeah. I remember playing AOL games. Oh my God, Master DPM. That doesn't even feel like it was that long ago. You use a CRT monitor? Why? Why gloomy? Why do you use a CRT monitor? Does everyone know what I'm talking about for CRT monitor?
It's just like a big tube TV.
It's a tube TV essentially, but meant for computers.
And Muffin says he's lying.
He's lying. Oh, okay. Let's see.
I don't like you right now, Gloomy.
What's up, Star Streamer? 45 inches about the max for the tube TV. Yeah, so it would have been projection for me. It definitely wasn't plasma. I remember plasma TVs coming out. Let's see. Trying to catch up on a bunch of chat. Halo Collector said, did anyone say answering machines yet? No, but
no.
Man, I remember answering machines. They were I would I would get in trouble as a kid so much for not checking the answering machine. Like, but I hated
Did you check the answering machine when you came home?
I hated the answering machine so much. And like, as everyone always did, they would just send people's phone calls to the answering machine to see who it was because there was no caller ID yet. Oh my god. Like,
so you got a lot of recordings of, are you there?
Yeah.
Pick up the phone.
Oh yeah. It was like, it was the worst. I hated the answering machine so much.
Oh, and those little tapes that went in them, they were garbage. They wore out so fast. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Let's see. Trying to catch up. I remember when we only had 4 channels. I wasn't around for that, but I remember like 50 or less channels, I think.
Oh.
I think 50 or less.
I had NBC, ABC, CBS, and PBS. That was it. And the last time I remember where I was growing, it was 4, 5, 9, and 13.
Yeah.
Done. 4 channels. And they went off the air at midnight.
We haven't mentioned dial-up yet. We will get to that in a minute.
And yeah, they went off at midnight, so you got that boo with the off-air thing, and you got that until like 5 a.m. So it's crazy how fast it's gone from 4 channels that didn't play 24/7 to hundreds and hundreds of channels that are 24/7. It's crazy.
Yeah. Everyone keeps mentioning the Christmas presents. That's tomorrow. Come back for tomorrow. Mixcast tomorrow will literally be Christmas presents. That's it. And it's going to be Christmas traditions because there's no way in hell we're touching that tonight too. Let's see. Miss Packrat says, do y'all remember Prodigy? And then she said y'all again, but ScottyBot hates y'all, so don't say y'all. She might even be timed out if someone wants to try to oh, there she goes. I apologize if that.
Speaking of which, you might want to move the list of stuff and show people the codes.
Oh, I will do that here in a second.
Okay,
What was Prodigy though?
Again.
What is Prodigy? I don't remember what Prodigy.
Like AOL.
Oh, it's like AOL. Oh, okay. Let's see. And then she said again, hey, y'all, what about the rotary dial telephone? I remember barely touching the end of rotary dials, and before like just having normal landlines. I don't remember if I ever had to physically use a rotary dial, but landlines for sure.
I can't remember what movie it was. It's the same guy that's in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but it was that computer movie where he almost started the nuclear holocaust.
Oh, I don't know.
If you watch him, when he gets online, he takes his phone off and then dials it and then sets it in this deal that was made for it. You had to have the right kind of telephone for it. And that was my first modem. It was 400 baud. And you actually made the phone call on a rotary phone nonetheless. You waited for the beep, and then you set it down in the thing.
Yeah.
And of course, anybody else in the house that picked up a phone line, it would break the signal.
Oh, yeah. I will get on that in a second when we move on to dial-up, but yeah. Actually, we'll talk about dial-up real quick, as I'm trying to catch up to chat. Dial-up, literally, like, the best and the worst thing. The huge expansion for the internet, but man, was that the worst. I hated dial-up internet. Mom, you can't use the vacuum. Like, simple things like the vacuum, the phone would cut out dial-up. It was just straight terrible. Oh my god, dial-up internet. And then, like, the sounds. And is there anyone in the chat that doesn't know what dial-up internet is? Does anyone in the chat not know what dial-up internet is, or what it sounded like? What dial-up internet sounded like? Okay,
it was obnoxious. Let's see.
Everyone knows what it sounds like, but I'm playing it anyway. Here we go. The sound of dial-up. Here we go.
Do I need to take my headphones off?
No.
Okay, this is a good sound. I don't remember it sounding like this.
It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Man, dial-up was like the worst and the best at the same time. Gloomy says Channel 3 was for gaming, VCR, or anything else. You know how many times I had to teach people to switch to Channel 3 to play video games? So, like, teaching anyone to switch to Channel 3, like, just no one ever got it. Like, if you just plugged it in, it should have just overwritten anything you were doing. No, you had to go to Channel 3.
I had an A/B switch for that. For the VCR and the game thing, we had an A/B switch sitting right next to the TV. A was the game, B was VCR. A was the game, V was VCR.
Did you still have to go to Channel 3?
You had to be on Channel 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You had to use the switch.
Yeah.
And the way they told me that it was enough game time is they would walk by the TV and switch it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Game time is over.
Jax, thank you for the host.
Jade Fox, remember when you had to memorize phone numbers because of the BBSs?
Oh, yeah. My phone number log, I still remember some of the old phone numbers from when I was a childhood. I mean, slowly forgetting them over time, but there's some that I'll never forget. But yeah, you had to memorize phone numbers, and you had to have, what were they called?
Rolodexes?
Rolodexes. You had to have Rolodexes. Man, I remember my Rolodex, or my mom's Rolodex, just full of, like, every phone number I ever needed. It was the best.
And then you had BBSs before the internet, which was somebody setting up their own little deal on their computer, and you called them direct, and you logged into their machine, and you did stuff with them.
Yeah.
Usually played some kind of silly game. And of course, if it was a popular one, the line was always busy.
Yeah.
But I had a notebook of phone numbers of BBSs back then that was, you had the phone number, password, or username and password. I had pages and pages of them.
Yeah, man, but I mean, it was kind of the best, you know? Like, you would literally never forget anything because it was always there next to the phone.
The thing I learned in a psychology class is it was kind of funny, is what's the easiest amount of numbers for the human brain to remember? It just happens to be 7.
Oh, so really?
That's why, yeah, it just happens to be 7 is the easiest for the human brain to remember.
It's probably
which
because
kind
of
of
the
makes
pattern.
sense on the phone numbers. So
interesting. Yeah, Wonder Boy, we're on the tech section. Let's see.
I can still remember landlines, actually. And my wife grew up on a landline, or on a party line. Do you even know what a party line is?
I don't know
Big?
what a party line is. So I thought you were like, I was like, landline. We talked
No,
about
party
that.
line. What a party line was
I
is
might know, but I don't
they,
know.
they sent one pair of lines down to 6 houses, and the 6 houses shared that line.
Oh,
and they all had a
yeah.
different ring, and if you had to use the phone, you got on there and said, "Hey, I really need to use the phone," to try and get them to get off.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, but I never had to touch that. So,
my wife grew up on party lines.
Oh, interesting.
Party lines were awful.
Miss
You
Packrat
definitely wasn't using the internet on party lines.
Miss Packrat, there's nothing to worry about. You're fine. Yeah, no, my bot doesn't like Y by itself, so when you put Y apostrophe, it deletes the whole thing. So, let's see. I remember when we had black and white TVs because color TVs were expensive, Orion said. I feel like it always goes, like, during that whole transition of technology, it always went, like, black to color, and then you'd have a new device that was, like, only black because color hadn't been cheap enough to do yet, and then it would go to color, and then, like, something else would come out, and it would be black and white, and because color was too expensive to do for it, and then eventually things just started coming out in color. But I remember the transition of things going from black and white to color.
Dr. Chaos. Our first microwave cost us $400.
Oh my god!
Our first microwave weighed 400 pounds.
That's funny.
It's oh my god, they were heavy, and they sounded like an industrial complex tearing itself down. They were loud.
Oh yeah, Wonder Boy. That's what I was just explaining with the y'all. I'm way back up in the chat right now. I'm trying to catch back up.
I'm at the very bottom while you catch up.
Yeah,
so.
Bad Frog answers some things for me, so that way I can skip through. Let's see.
Halo Collector, the dot matrix printer. Those are still in use.
Oh yeah, I actually not recently when I was working at the military, I saw a dot matrix printer.
Yep. Still a lot of dot matrices used.
Yeah. I remember going to my mom. My mom was an accountant, or still is an accountant, but I remember when she was doing an accounting for some major firm somewhere. I don't know. When I was a kid, I never really understood who she worked for. So, and I still don't to this day. I know like what she does now and what companies she's recently been with, but when I was a kid, I never understood. But all of the old accounting, like dot matrix printers and the old fax machines and all this stuff, and like, man, like that technology just seems so ancient, like so much like gray plastic everywhere. Like it just for some reason old computer technology was always like that beige plastic.
Yep.
Just always. Like that was the standard. Your computer technology has to be beige plastic. Like for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah, all the printers I had were that beige plastic. I remember that.
It always was. Even like your CTR monitors were always beige plastic.
Yep.
It was weird.
That must have been the easiest color to produce.
It had to have been, man. Like it was just everywhere.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing they use. Dr. Chaos's truck stops still use dot matrix to print receipts in carbon copy form, and that's the place you see it the most. Is like a bowling alleys still use them for their leagues because the leagues they have 3 carbon copy deals.
Yeah,
and the dot matrix goes through them all.
Yeah. Danky, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for stopping by. I don't know if you're still here. That's how far back I am in the chat right now. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Thank you. Slide projectors in schools. Everywhere, but you see them a lot in schools. It wasn't until like, I went through all the way through high school and we were still using slide projectors. And by the way, I graduated high school in 2011. So I know. Big, you're so young, I know. But we still use them in 2011. That's bad. That's bad. Let's see. Going through reading a whole bunch of chat. We talked
Oh
about
yeah,
all this.
you talking about slide projectors or overhead projectors?
Both.
Because I remember the overhead projectors. That was
Both.
all the math and science teachers would ever teach on. Was
Yeah, overhead projectors.
They'd have a stack of those sheets with their stuff already done on them.
Yeah, the
slapping them down there.
transparent
Copy
films.
that. Copy that. Copy that.
Yeah. The slide projectors were
those little cardboard things with the film in it.
And they would turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, both. Yeah. Yeah, both. We would literally still use both of them. This obviously the overhead was for like current drawings you could write with a marker on them. And the slide projectors were, essentially photographs. You couldn't change them. So but yeah.
Yeah, there was people that had boxes and boxes and boxes of slides because they, instead of getting their pictures printed on film or out on a paper, they'd have them turned into those slides. And the worst thing in the world was going to grandparents or somebody else's house. Let's look at slides, and they'd get that big old bulky white projector screen out.
Yeah,
and we'd sit in there and this is Uncle Harry at the drive-in when we got stuck.
So funny. Miss Packrat says we had a Commodore 64 with dial-up to Prodigy. It was so slow. We talked about Commodore 64s on Mixcast on a previous episode. I can't remember what we were talking about though. It was also at the same time that we were previously talking about dial-up. So I don't remember what it was for. It was a different episode.
I don't know. We keep getting sucked into these things sometimes. I blame chat.
Yeah, Star Streamer. That's when you got mail. When you got mail.
Dr. Chaos, what about the old school printers they used at school called mimeograph machines that made the blue and white copies of school lessons? I'm trying to figure out what movie it was. It was not too long ago, but they were doing. The movie was portraying from the 50s, and they walked in with a bunch of copies and handed them out. And the first thing all the students did was pick them up and smell the paper, and nobody understood that. But I remember doing that because it was a distinct smell those things had, and that was the first thing you did when they passed them out was you put them up to your face and smelled them. Don't ask me why. It was the thing you did.
Rogue says, I remember trying to do my taxes with dial-up. It took 4 hours. I like that. Remember how I was saying earlier, I wish I was born like 5 to 10 years earlier? That's the reason why I don't wish that. For that exact reason. Let's see.
Yeah, there's still some drive-ins around. They're
drive-ins. Well, so we actually talked about that on my regular stream. Drive-ins. Drive-ins are like almost a pastime. You can't get rid of them because they make for such good family events, or you could even go on dates to them or do anything along that line. It's just a matter of finding them. They're not that easy to find. So
yeah, the last one we went to was we saw Clint Eastwood Unforgiven. It was on the big, and the cool thing about it, they didn't have the window things anymore. You turned to a specific radio station and you got it in stereo on your system in your car. But during the movie The Unforgiven, there's a place where they're having a bad thunderstorm. At the same time the movie's having it, we got one at the theater. So you had the lightning and wind and everything on the screen, and you had lightning and wind real. So it was quite fun.
Nice. I'm actually getting pretty close to caught up.
Sniffing the whiteout was great. Yeah, there was a lot of sniffing whiteout. I remember that.
Your son flipped out when he found out that you didn't have graphing calculators. Oh my god. I remember. Wait. How old is your son, Jade Fox? I don't know. I've always felt that your son would have been older than that, cuz like I remember when graphing calculators came out. I'm like, yeah, I remember when graphing calculators came out, when it was more than just your standard calculator, and it was able to do all of the different equations with a simple push of a button. Oh,
Graphing calculators?
yeah, your son is younger than I thought, Jade Fox. Oh man, interesting. I actually thought he was closer to my age.
See, I was thinking of drive-in theaters, but Dr. Chaos was thinking of drive-in diners. What, like Sonic?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, A&W.
Use an Oki data printer at your old work. What is an Oki data printer? I don't know if
It's
I know
just
that.
a dot matrix printer.
Oh, okay.
Brand that doesn't exist anymore.
Gotcha.
But it was a huge dot matrix company.
Auto parts stores still use dot matrix also. I feel like I
Yep.
recognize that. We still have a Kodiak slide projector and boxes of slides. I believe it.
Yeah, that's a noise you'll never forget if you sat through 2 hours of slides.
Oh yeah.
It's just, it'll make you cry thinking about it.
Yeah. The library catalog for card file for projectors. Oh yeah, and for both for overhead and slide, you'd be able to go to the library and request request all of that. It might be Rogue. I still think that I thought Rogue's or Jade Fox's son was older though.
I don't
But
think
yeah.
they use card catalogs in the library. Do they?
Card catalogs,
Where
like
you had the big row of it was a card, and you kind of dug through there to find out where it
not
belonged in the library.
anymore.
Yeah.
When I was in school, they still did.
And the when they used, I can't remember what the thing was. They take newspapers and magazines and take a picture of it, and they'd go on these just some kind of plastic film you stuck in this machine, and you could move it around and then zoom in on what you wanted to see.
Oh, interesting.
Microfiche. Yep.
I recognize that in like movies and stuff, but I don't think I've ever seen that myself.
I remember doing research on those things. That sucked.
Jade Fox says, "Remember Polaroids shaking the picture." I remember Polaroids shaking the picture, but funny enough, like kids nowadays know what Polaroids are, but I guarantee you, they don't recognize that Polaroids are an actual older technology. I can almost guarantee you that kids nowadays think that Polaroids is just like, you know, a way for you to automatically print pictures from your camera, like right there and then. I guarantee you they don't recognize that Polaroids is actually an older technology. But
From
yeah.
now on, I'm using Orion as my memory system. I'm going to describe things. He's going to tell me what they are.
The Dewey
Because he's been
Decimal
doing
System.
it all night.
Yeah. They still use Dewey Decimal System in libraries. They still do. Not every library. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. I feel like my local library still does.
I would be lost in a library without it. Completely lost.
Are there any in the Pacific Northwest big? What was that towards Starstreamer?
Yeah, chat's moving pretty fast sometimes.
That probably was for drive-ins. I don't actually know. I would have known back in Florida, but I don't know up here. I haven't gone to look. Let's see. British Chair said, I used a pager for airlines for years. Only drug dealers, doctors, and flight crews use those. That's funny. I didn't actually know flight crews used pagers. I didn't know that.
Oh, that was the big thing, to have a pager. I got a pager.
This conversation makes me feel really old, says Jade Fox.
Watching Mixer makes me feel old, so I gave up. Merry Christmas, British.
Remember playing games on a you remember playing games on a graphing calculator, Master DPM? I only used a graphing calculator in the last 2 years of high school, I think. So,
what's a graphing calculator?
Graphing calculators are like, they're the taller taller calculators. They have a big screen on it, and they can essentially do like tons of functions. They have like memorized functions. If you're doing like some sort of equations for your math class, you can actually enter in a pre-written function and just enter in the variables to solve the function for you automatically. Essentially,
the crap I had to do by hand on
I
paper
know
with graph sheets.
it replaces you from having to actually do everything by hand, and it would do all of.
God.
You wouldn't have to use graphing paper. It would just it's by Texas Instruments, the calculators, but it would replace the use of graphing paper. You wouldn't have to use it. It does it all on the computer, on the screen itself. All of the graphs.
My abacus was hard to use. On the...
Yeah, I remember the TI series
yes,
when they
Dr.
started.
Chaos, I remember that, but I'm not going to.
Let's see. British Shares just said, just wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, British Shares. Merry Christmas. As a kid walking around the neighborhood sporting your sweet pager, everyone had pagers.
Oh, yeah.
That's so
you
funny.
were so excited when it went off because I've got to go take care of this. I've got to go make this phone call. It's really important.
Writing text on a pager with numbers. You probably could. Oh my god, I can't stop.
DOS 3.1. No, that was Windows 3.1. It was DOS 5. Rogue, I remember computer class. No Windows, only DOS. I remember computer class when it was the Texas, or it was the trash 80s. I can't remember what the TR was stood for, but yeah, they couldn't do anything. So black and white or monochrome.
Wonder Boy said,
program Christmas trees.
but as a kid, I sported the business upfront party in the back suite mullet, and the neon jumpsuits. Oh my god, that was. As for some reason, as a kid, my parents allowed me to have a mullet, which was way after the phase of mullets, and I was slightly after the neon jumpsuit phases. So
I may have had hair down to the middle of my back.
I had
front and back.
I had hair past my shoulders. So. Now I don't even get close. My hair is too long as it is right now. All right, let's do code of the day. And then tomorrow we'll do Christmas traditions and Christmas presents. I don't have pictures, but my mom has pictures. I can get pictures. So yeah.
Yep. Radio Shack Tandy. That was what it was. A TRS 80. Trash 80.
All right. Code of the day today. So for those who don't know, we're giving away a $50 Xbox Live gift card. If you want to enter, all you have to do is type !Mixcast in the chat, click the link, and do the social media stuff. Every episode, we have codes for you to gain extra points towards the raffle, so that way people who are showing up more often have a higher chance of winning. So if you would like to type !Mixcast in the chat, you'll get whispered a link, and you can enter in today's code of the day, which, by the way, are two of them because we missed a couple of days over the last week due to Christmas parties and stuff like that on my end. So yeah, today's code of the day is, it moved a lot. Let's see, let's fix that. Splash pad was the first one. Let's see if I can move that over. Yay! Splashpad is with no spaces. Capitalization does not matter. And the second code is Santa Claus. I wasn't sure if Santa Claus had an E at the end or not.
I had to look it up before I put it in there.
Yeah, you sent it without an E. I thought it had an E at the end, but apparently it doesn't, and there's no spaces. So, Santa Claus, actually, I think there's no spaces. If Santa Claus with no spaces doesn't work, put a space. But yeah,
Oh my God, that's true. Because on my sheet it has a space.
yeah, on your sheet
Oh.
it has a space, so I'm not sure. But yeah,
There's-
Splashpad is the first code. The second code is Santa Claus. If you type !Mixcast, you'll get that link. You can enter in those codes. If you're listening on audio only mode, you can go to player.gg/BigHungry2X/Mixcast Player has no E, so it's just playr.gg. So, yeah, good luck, everyone. We hope that someone who is regularly occurring to Mixcast ends up winning the prize. And yeah, if you missed any previous episodes, you can go back and get the codes. I'm uploading a bunch of them tomorrow, including today's Mixcast. Tomorrow we will have a Mixcast. It will be very short. It will only be about an hour. And that is guaranteed because it is family time for Christmas Day. So we will quickly go through Christmas traditions. And if you want to tell us what you got for Christmas, we will be happy to talk about that stuff. But yeah. Why is Bad Frog too hard on himself? Because he put a space in his document. let him chop himself down a little bit there.
Okay. I have OCD and every code has no space except one. I can't stand it.
I don't know.
I'm sitting here looking at it and it's irritating me.
Now the problem is he sent me this list and I don't know if I put a space in it or not. So someone will have to confirm it for me. Faulted Singer,
But
hi.
it doesn't matter. It's on my sheet with a space. I can't stand it. It's killing me.
You can fix it, and once we get a confirmation from someone who is not OCD, that's a good point. I'm super OCD. So, but yeah, so Santa Claus and Splashpad, go get those codes in there.
What? Neither works. Not possible.
Neither works. Did I put an E at the end? I might have put an E at the end. I think it ended up being Santa Claus. I might have put an E at the end because I might have said that he misspelled this for sure. Someone will have to confirm it if it's Santa.
I guess we need to confirm this. Somebody, please.
Yep, someone's going to have to confirm if it's Santa Claus with an E or not, and if there's a space. Someone will have to confirm that for us.
Kangas says she thinks it's Santa Claus with a space and an E.
A space and an E? Can we have anyone else confirm? I know Rogue Diamond says neither worked prior, so I just want to see.
Yeah, we need our audio kind of need the answer to this one.
Yeah, we'll get a majority vote.
E no space.
No space. Okay, so Santa Claus. So let me edit this right now. Right here. Santa Claus. E with no space. Done. There you go. Santa Claus. E no space. But yeah. So yeah. Good luck, everyone. I hope one of you regulars wins the code or wins the $50 gift card. And that will be determined on January 1st. So yeah. We know and we 100% expect a low turnout tomorrow because it is Christmas Day. We also have no idea what time we are going to be streaming.
I think you're going to be shocked by that, Big.
Well, we'll see. I'm just saying we expect like very low audience because it is a holiday, and it is a family holiday. So if we get low audience, then we know that you guys had an amazing time with your family.
Exactly.
But
if we get low audience, I'm gonna cry a little bit. And
you probably
seeing a fat
will.
guy cry is not pretty.
6,000 people are going to show up tomorrow. We'll be the only stream on Mixer.
Can you imagine 6,000 people? We'd never keep up with chat.
But what was I gonna say? We don't know what time it's gonna be. It will more than likely be around like maybe 2-3 p.m. I only say that because we're doing breakfast in the morning. We're opening presents around 12 o'clock, and then I don't know what we're doing for the remainder of the day. So it might be early. we're doing. Oh wait, it might not be around 2-3 p.m. because I have to cook all the food for tomorrow. We're eating around 5 or 6.
So it'll
So
be after that.
it may be after that. I really don't know. It'll either be much before it or it'll be after dinner. And I will announce in Discord and on Twitter. So if you're interested, just pay attention to there. But yeah. Thank you.
Make sure you got the thing to know when Big goes live.
Yes.
So
If you get the text message, if you type !text, you actually can put your phone number in there and it'll send you a text message when I go live. Or you can turn notifications on in Discord. If you want to join the Discord, you can type !Discord in the chat. It'll give you a link. You can join through there. Or you can go follow me on Twitter, and you can actually turn on notifications on Twitter. So whenever I tweet, you'll get a notification, but I tweet a lot. So be careful with that one. Also, thank you for sending
hateful memes.
Hateful memes. No, he's just jealous because I sent out a lot of frogs today. So,
I'm happy about that.
My husband and son watch you with me when they're awake. Really, Kangas? I didn't know that.
I love hearing that kind of stuff.
I did really not know that. There's so many families that watch this stream.
Dr. Chaos, you have a Merry Christmas. It was great having you in here. A lot of useful information. I really appreciate it.
Literally all of you have an amazing Christmas day tomorrow. We will see you at some point. Oh, that's nice to hear, Kangas. Thank you. Have an amazing Christmas day. Have an amazing Christmas dinner. Open some presents. Spend time with people you care about. If you don't celebrate it, enjoy the day. Literally, just go enjoy the day. Hopefully, everyone else will be, and you should too. So,
and if you can't make it tomorrow, oh well.
Yeah, don't stress it at all.
Don't stress it.
You can always listen to the show. Yep. We record every episode. So, have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for showing up today. We will hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, enjoy the day. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
See ya.